I said it's only money.
Oh, he ain't got it.
We done heard his time.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is, the top-rated sports show on all platforms right now. I'm filling in for Stat Baby. My name is Brandon Marshall. I'll be your fill-in guest host, sitting here with the legends, Cam, and also Mace.
Hey.
How you guys doing?
What's good?
Look, guys, before we even get into the biggest story in sports right now, everybody want to hear y'all thoughts around the Denver Nuggets and the NBA Finals. I want to give you guys your flowers for everything you guys have created and all the success so far. Do you guys know what you guys created and how powerful this platform is?
Well, to be totally honest with you, this no cap murder. Well, you know too,
Yeah.
he was the first person
Yeah.
that ever called me and say, look, you guys got something. And this one, we was just fucking around. Nobody even knew if this was going to be serious or not. You know what I'm saying? Yo, let's figure something out. And I'm like, we didn't even know we was going to be serious about this. So we didn't know what we was creating. We always hoped that, it'd be successful. But to be totally honest, you gave us the first inspiration to be like, yo, a professional athlete's paying us some mind. Right. So thank you for that. Did we know it's going to be as big as it is? Pause, yeah. Yeah, nigga.
I'm override that.
Yeah. But of course you hope that, but you never know. But as far as like me and Mason, we're probably a little older than you. Our whole life since 19, 20 years old, you got to bet on you. Yeah. Since we became adults, he signed his first record deal when he was 20 years old. I'm a few months younger than him. I signed mine when I was 20 years old. And when you're the only person that you have to depend on,
right,
everything's a gamble because it ain't like if I got a problem. We just got back cool again about a year ago, but I'm just saying if I got a problem, who I'm gonna call for? Yo, I need $2 million real quick. Yo, I need 500,000. I ran. So when you gambling on yourself, stuff like It Is What It Is, you're gonna take a chance to try and make more bread than what you put up. This show realistically, right? And we're 2.5 months. We started in November, but my mom got sick, so we had to shut down. This show right here is we not even reached a Bentley truck or spend it, or a $300,000-$400,000 gold chain, which you could go do. Be like, yo, I'm gonna go get a watch for $500,000. I'm gonna go buy a car for $400,000. Yeah. When we could take a couple $100,000 and invest in ourselves when we ain't have to spend. I had all the chains already. I drove every car, no pun intended to Jay. I lived all over the place. Right. So why wouldn't we take a couple $100 out to invest in ourselves and see if it comes back? So we always hope it's gonna do good, but did we know? Nothing's guaranteed.
Yeah. Well, y'all got it, and this is what it is. And there's some things that needs to be said, and there's some things that we need to talk about. The Denver Nuggets. They win the 2023 NBA championship. Joker obviously was the Joker. He had a phenomenal series. He wins the MVP. He adds that to the trophy mantle. You have Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. In the bubble, Jamal Murray was the next coming of damn Kobe Bryant. But then he goes missing. And a lot of people say that was a one-hit wonder. 500-something days in between from when he tore his ACL to the biggest stage and getting back out there. And now he goes out there and do that. He's a big story. So my question to jump it off is this. Is the Denver Nuggets in position to be a dynasty? And I'll start with you first, Killer.
They in position, but will they? There's no guarantee. See, look. When you say dynasty, you got to win at least two. Win two and then start the dynasty talk. This is the first championship in their franchise history. Yeah. Not just like for the Nuggets, they've never won a championship ever. Do they have the potential? Year to year, teams change. Yeah. Now, everybody that's important is under contract next year except for Bruce Brown. He's the only one.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's the only one that's an unrestricted free agent, and he's scheduled to make 6.8. Yeah, that may not be enough for him. Look, let me look at it right here. Joker next year, $46 million. Jamal Murray, $33 million. Michael Porter, $33 million. Aaron Gordon, $22 million. Porter Jr., $14 million. Bruce Brown, $6.5 million.
Yeah, he needs more money.
He was a major contributor.
Get the money up for Bruce.
Right. So to keep this team together, they're under contract next year. But if let's say they do win again next year, niggas start feeling themselves like,
yeah, after 2, I gotta go. I gotta
after
go.
2, the check me.
I gotta go.
Like, yo, my nigga, you know we really, you know, Colwell Pope be like, I was the only one on the team with a chip before we got here. Because he won in the bubble,
So
actually.
this is second.
Yeah, so, you know, niggas start getting their money. Like, you think about James Harden, right?
Yeah.
James Harden turns down a contract, $103 million for 2 years. A lot of niggas go like this. They get their money, then they want their chip. Or if you get their chip,
Then they want
their
their
money.
money.
Right.
Exactly.
They
So,
need both.
Yeah, exactly. So sometimes people will turn money down to stay with a team. Some people will take less money to win a championship. I'm not considering him a dynasty to answer the question. Not yet. I think it's going to take some
And
time.
he comes out of the G League, so if he's coming out of the G League, he definitely need his money.
Who?
Bruce.
Oh, okay.
He came out of the G League. He definitely need his money.
So, Mace, when you look at the landscape in the Eastern Conference, how, you know, like you said, when you talk about dynasty, we're talking about your criteria is win at least 2.
Yeah.
I don't know what your criteria is.
My criteria is 3.
Your criteria is 3.
Yeah, my views are higher than Cam's.
Yeah, and I'm leaning more towards you. But when you look at
Hey,
when you is that a pause?
Yeah.
That is borderline. That's borderline. What's the criteria of a pause? What's the criteria of a pause?
It was a pause warning. It's a pause warning. You're headed towards that pause.
So the topic at hand,
Yes.
the landscape, Eastern Conference Final. You had the Celtics. What is the Celtics going to do? You got Philly and Embiid. You still got to see them, right? Miami Heat. What's going to happen? We'll talk about that later on the show. Then you go out west. You got the Lakers. You got the Suns. You got some teams out there. Memphis, Jaw putting down the Glocks. And is he going to start getting on the block? And you see what I did there?
Yeah.
Okay, so
You put some balls together?
Yeah.
Put down the Glocks and get on the block.
Then he jellyfish on the block is crazy.
come on, yo. Is it a dynasty or not?
Yeah.
Will they become a dynasty?
To me, I think being a basketball purist, right? And understanding the game like I understand it, right?
A basketball purist. Every week it's like, now you're a basketball purist. It's crazy. Go ahead,
People
man.
count on me to tell the truth, Cam. That's why I'm here. So you take Jamal Murray, right? He one game he has 12 assists, no turnovers. Do I think he could stay at that realm is more the question, because if he could stay there, which is highly doubtable, but I think he can, I'm going to go on a limb and say that I think they can be a dynasty.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, look, we had this conversation on our show.
Hold on 1 second. You just said it take 3 for you to even consider to be a dynasty.
Yeah, I said that's why I said I'm gonna go on a limb. Listen, it took them 44 series to get a chip. So come on.
Fam, you just said 3 chips, but all of a sudden, if you can average 12 assists
And
stay
0
there,
turnovers.
then you're going on a limb pause? Like, what do you mean? Which one is it? Is it if you average 12 assists,
Cam,
he a dynasty?
sometimes there's more than what you can see. Pause.
Everybody on defense today. All right, good.
Yeah.
I'm just
Sometimes
talking.
it's more. Listen,
Yo.
what I'm saying is this. I'm going on the limb, which means it's highly doubtable, but it's doable.
Could you answer the question? You spinning the question, bro. Are they today?
I'm going on the limb.
And doing what? Are they a
you're
dynasty
saying
or not?
Yes, I'm saying
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
They'll win 3.
Okay.
And they have a good chance,
Yes.
right? Just to
not back to back, but I could see in about
Look,
the perfect
7
comparison
years,
is the San
3
Antonio
chips. I was about to say, they
Spurs,
don't
and that's
have no
Ashley
San
Nicole
Antonio.
Moss was the one that brought that to my attention. Because when you look at how this team is built, you know, the coaching to the big in the middle, pause.
yeah.
You feel me?
Let's
And then you got Jamal Murray, right? And then you got the pieces around him. Hopefully that ain't a pause, but we should be good. But I'm gonna push the conversation
But
forward.
hold on, just to build off what you said. In San Antonio, I consider a dynasty,
Me too.
and they never repeated.
Okay.
They got 5 and
As long
never
as they
repeated.
get 3 in the next 7 years, I call that a dynasty.
Yep. So look, the Miami Heat,
Yes.
right? Last 4 finals, they found themselves in 2, right? But they haven't been able to get themselves over the edge. Mace, I'm gonna start with you on this. If you are Pat Riley, if you are Eric Spoelstra, what are you doing this offseason to get this team over the hump? And that shouldn't be a pause.
I got to make sure Jimmy Butler doesn't hang out with Adrian Broner. He got to let his hands go. He got to shoot the ball. I got to make sure he's with some wild people so he could be wild in the fourth quarter.
Well, explain that. Go explain that.
Jimmy Butler totally vanished in this series. So when I think of what they need to do, they got to get him ready to be ready for the fourth quarter, which means probably bringing Hero back and switching that lineup up and getting Dame Dollar. They got to get Dame Dollar a star. They need a star. If you're going to be a Star Allen, you got to have a star.
Yeah. So
you need somebody worthy to live on Star Island.
I think Jimmy Butler's great. I think he's a hard worker. I think that he's definitely a star. I don't know about superstar. He's definitely a star. He's third team All NBA. Let's not forget, he almost got Philly to the championship that year if Kawhi Leonard didn't hit that jump shot and they routed around. They was one game away from them going to the championship. They potentially won. Last year, they took them to a Game 7, Boston, that is. Yeah. And if they would have won that Game 7, he could have been the 4 straight championships.
What makes him not a superstar to you?
It's a great question.
Is Jimmy Butler?
Yes. The reason he's not a superstar is because of games that happened in Game 5.
Yeah.
Also, the series, like as much as we consider superstars, let me give you some superstars that come to mind. Would you think Kawhi Leonard had a better performance?
In the series?
Yes, or in that game. Yes, he would have.
Yes,
yeah, Kawhi would have took over. You know, Kobe Bryant's don't let this happen.
Kobe would have definitely
Allen
took over.
Iverson's, the Michael Jordans. I know we're going to the top echelons of people, but that's why even I was saying I don't trust Boston.
Even D Wade would have done early. D Wade would have done something crazy.
And that's why earlier in the season, in the playoffs, I said I don't trust Boston. You didn't know that because when it comes to the biggest situations, as much as I love Tatum, as much as I love Brown, something's not right when it gets there. Maybe they're not seasoned enough.
You said you don't love them niggas last time.
I don't love them. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm doing a job. They come to me for the truth. They come to me for the truth.
Oh, now they come to you for the truth.
So
okay.
It's something about with Jimmy Butler. I think he needs a side game. Not saying Bam can't do it, but it isn't like a Jordan and Pimpin. It isn't like Shaq and Kobe.
They need somebody that can live on Star Island.
They have also. Let's keep it to the fact. Not to cut you off. Duncan looked scared as shit.
Yeah.
He looked scared. And then Tyler Hero didn't play. That's their shooter. You got to keep that to the fact.
You know how much money Duncan is making, or the contract? They gave him $90 million.
Duncan looked like he wanted his blanket.
Well, I'll be honest with you. $90 million in today's market. Not saying it's cheap, but it's not a lot. You know, niggas is out here about to grab $300 million. So I just really believe that they need something else. I'm not saying Jimmy isn't good, but he needs somebody on his level, I would say.
So let me read this out for you guys. I saw this stat. It was interesting online earlier. I'm gonna read this out to you guys, and I think this can add color to the conversation. So the Miami playoffs run was special. Yeah. All right, they lost the first play-in game to the Hawks. They come back, they beat the Bulls in the play-in finale, and they gained the number 8 seed. They knocked out the number 1 seed in the Bucks. That's Giannis. That's, to me, I think there's a real conversation as Giannis being the best player in the NBA. And then they go, sorry, Cam, they beat the number 5 seed Knicks in 6. Then they beat the number 2 seed in the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals, right? So with all that being said, and there's so much more I can read off, were you guys disappointed in Jimmy Butler's performance? Because the Jimmy Buckets that we know rise to the occasion. Remember, go back to the bubble. Remember that moment where Jimmy Butler was laying on the floor? He was so exhausted. He had to play every minute. You look at what he was averaging the first series, second series, I think he averaged like 38 points. Were you disappointed, or you feel like it was just too much coming from Denver?
The lights got too bright. That's what I think. On the grand stage, sometimes people could perform all the way up to where it really, really matters. I think at the NBA Finals, that's where it really, really matters. So you will find people, they snuck into the playoffs, they won that game, they get in the playoffs, they on like this Cinderella run. And then they get to that place where you really got to, put both of your feet down, and then they just vanish.
I think I think that Denver was too much, to be totally honest with you. As much as, like I said, Giannis wasn't 100% when they beat Milwaukee, but there's no excuses. When you're on the floor, you on the floor.
Yeah,
That's my thing.
you're on the floor, you're playing.
When you on the floor, I don't care if you got a half a leg, pause, an arm. You're on the floor, you play. It's no
that
excuses.
was crazy.
I know. You're reaching today.
No,
like
that was
you're really
crazy.
reaching.
That
I'm not
was
feeding
really
into
crazy.
you. Pause. So what I was saying is, I think that Denver was too much for everybody. So as much as everybody's making a big deal of Jimmy Butler's performance, even though it wasn't the greatest performance, he had 21 points in the last game.
Yeah.
They won a game. The Lakers didn't win any games. When we went to go see Phoenix play against Denver, they won 2 games. Phoenix won 2 games, that is, against the Nuggets.
Yeah.
For them to win those 2 games, Devin Booker had 45 the first game they won, 42nd the second game they won, and Kevin Durant had like 35 and 37. They had to have spectacular games. Denver lost 4 games in this whole playoff, so they went 16-4. They're making a big deal about Jimmy, not saying LeBron didn't have 40 his last game, but the Lakers didn't win a game.
Yeah.
Only thing on Miami is undrafted players after Bam and Jimmy Butler. Everybody else is undrafted. So for him to take them that far is cool, but I do think he looked and said, this is just too much. Like, they have everything. That's what's my opinion. He looked and said,
so you think he mentally collapsed?
No, I wouldn't say mentally collapsed. Sometimes you just saying, look, I'm going to try and play basketball the right way and hope my teammates do what they could do. But sometimes that's not the remedy either.
Yeah, because that's how I look at it. When it comes to the NBA, NFL, or anything, I think it's always 4 teams playing to win and everybody else is just playing, you know? And they're just out there to play to see how far they can go. And that's what I saw. I saw a team that got there that really didn't feel like they belonged there. And it showed in the end.
Have you guys ever seen this happen in music? Stage was too big, lights got too bright. Any comparisons in music?
It happens
Any
all the
that
time.
You can name?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I remember opening up for No Way Out tour for Mason and them. In my first couple shows, when the lights hit me, I wasn't ready. I mean, you wouldn't tell, but I wasn't able to move around and all that, you know, because it was a new platform. After about 8-9 shows in, I got comfortable, but that wasn't the biggest stage because I wasn't the headliner. You know what I'm saying? I was an opening act. One time I was headlining, if time you a headliner and you're not ready, you just, as an artist, you just shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing.
I've
when you
seen
look at
people get on stage and just start screaming and they can't hear themselves because they lost their voice because the stage was just too big for them.
Right. So final thoughts here before we throw the break. This was a legendary run. So really quick, and then we'll go to break. The Joker's place in the history of the NBA will be, when it's all said and done, fill in a blank. Real quick.
Legendary.
Legendary. I go with legendary.
I need more.
Of course you was going to say legendary because I was going to say legendary.
I don't even know what legendary means.
I did not see your notes. You threw it to you.
You saw my notes back there.
I did not see your notes, bro.
All right.
That's wild. Why would I be looking at your notes? When it says fill in the blank, I didn't know if you meant.
And I said quick too.
Yeah, I mean.
So fill in the blank. Is he top 5? Is he
top 10?
One of the greatest? Top 10 all time.
He'll be top 10.
Right now he's top 10. I can't say
all time.
I would have to for centers. I'm not
saying centers. His place in the NBA.
Oh no. I thought you meant centers. I'm about to say centers. Yes.
He'll be top 10.
Top 10 all time. We got a lot to go. I'm not going to say that. But you got to realize, look, let's think about this. Let's think about this, right? As much as we love Charles Barkley, right?
Yeah.
I think he's a great player. How many league MVPs does he have?
I don't follow Charles.
You got one.
Yeah, I don't follow Charles. You gotta ask me something.
What you said earlier? Some things you don't listen to, some games you don't watch.
Some things I don't listen to.
There's
music I don't listen to. There's players I don't watch, Ken.
I don't even think Reggie Miller has an MVP of the league. Joker has 2 MVPs.
No disrespect, Charles.
I don't give a fuck about Charles if you get disrespect. He ain't never coming up here for us. You know we ain't got to kiss Charles' ass. That's one nigga we don't give a I'm just thinking he's a good-ass player. I think Charles is
Yeah,
good.
Charles is
as far
great.
as him coming up
I
here,
wore all his
fuck him. He's not
sneakers,
coming
yeah.
up here. Yeah, I like the Barkley sneakers too. Barkley sneakers is tough.
I did wear the
I don't know,
sneakers.
you know damn well Charles ain't coming up here, so I don't really give a fuck about. He's a great player. He's a Hall of Fame player. He got one league MVP. Reggie Miller, I don't think even has an MVP. John Stockton doesn't have a league MVP unless he shared it with Karl Malone one year. The point being, there's so many players that don't even have league MVPs, let alone championships, and we consider them all-time greats. Joker got a championship now, Finals MVP, 2 league MVPs.
Wow.
And he's all NBA, last 3 years? He's first team. He's second team this year because Joel Embiid made first team. Yeah, I think he'll finish top 10. He got more stats and statistics.
So now you're following.
So no, we got to go to break, guys. I'm sorry, I got to go to break. I got to go to break. Let me ask you this question: have you been following the Zion Williamson story? Have you been following it? All right, guys. It is what it is. The top-rated sports show. When we come back, we'll dive into some things that got messy in New Orleans, Dallas. I don't know what the hell, but when we come back out of the break, we'll discuss.
Davin was crazy.
She called this thing about toxic. 4 years and counting. Got you feeling like an option. Maybe I'm my own problem, babe. She tired of hearing I don't know. My stubborn in me won't fall. Dealing with this thing called trust. But she really thinking about it. She wanna be free. Why am I in this woman way free?
Welcome back to It Is What It Is, the top-rated sports show out there on all platforms. I'm filling in for Stat Baby. I am your guest host. I'm sitting here with Killer Cam, and I'm sitting here with Mace, the government. We have Cameron Giles, and we have
Mason Veta.
We don't know the origin of Veta, but we know he's from Florida now. Okay, guys, look, I said we had to dive into this conversation. We got Zion Williamson here.
Yeah.
There's a lot happening around Zion Williamson in Dallas and then also in New Orleans. What the hell's going on with Zion Williamson? This is the first overall pick in the NBA draft in 2019. He also was the Rookie of the Year when he got drafted, after he got drafted.
Yeah.
He's brought into a messy triangle. Cam, I know you're following this story very close. Can you please let us know what the hell's going on?
Why would you say I'm following it close like Mace ain't following it close? Yo, I'm going to keep it 100. Y'all stereotyping right now. That's both of y'all on some. I know what type of time y'all
Because
on.
when they say
y'all stereotyping me at the moment, man.
Messy triangle, you like to get messy, bro.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
You like to get messy.
That's wild. Yo.
All right, now watch this. So what's going on?
Listen, so
Yeah, see?
yo, listen. Everybody know what's going on. Listen, for those that don't know what's going on, Zion has got a former stripper pregnant by his porn star girlfriend, is mad about it. And most recently, he announced his former stripper girlfriend's pregnancy. And the porn star, Mariah, what's her name?
Yeah, Mariah.
I'm going to call her Mills in case I pronounce her. That's her last
yeah.
name. Mills got mad talking about, yo, you was at my house the other day and you spit in my mouth. And you see that? Yo, she said that. She said, yo, how you going to be Nelson Presley? You was at my house the other day and you spit in my mouth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all the niggas I was like, yeah, like, yo, what you thought that was going to hurt him by saying that? He getting crazy nasty with you. Listen, man, at the end of the day, what I will say is this. I seen an article.
So obviously he's spitting people by lately.
Oh, no. And that's what they want. Now, ladies, I don't just be out there. If you want a back of the head, I grab it. I'll Zion. Now, if the new term is the Zion, I Zion you. I don't do nothing related to R. Kelly, molestation, no. I'll definitely Zion you, 100%. Spit right in your face, and you gonna love it.
Yeah.
But what I will say on a serious note is that I read an article, or I was reading an article with the New York Post, and they're saying that the Pelicans are thinking about actually maybe trading him. He had right here. He played 10 games last year.
Now they ready to trade him.
Yeah, and he played 10 games for 172 minutes all last season. He only played 60 games in the last 3 seasons. So now that he has a porn star girlfriend and a stripper pregnant, now you want to trade him?
Yeah.
What about all the because he got 2 girls that's famously known for doing nasty shit or messy shit, beefing, now you want to trade him. Fuck the 60.
They call them sex workers.
There you go. So fuck the fact he only played 10 games. Fuck the fact he missed all these games over the last few seasons.
Yeah.
This is why you think about trading him. I think the Pelicans organization is bugging for that.
The girl Mariah said that it was the stripper girlfriend that's getting him fat. She says she's the reason that he's out of shape.
Which has been a big topic of.
So then the question becomes, which one you think is more suitable for the baby? The stripper or the porn star?
Well, let's look into it if you're going to take it there. Now, if the stripper's making him out of shape, that means she cooking. And she treating him right and rubbing him down. That don't mean he shouldn't be going to work out.
Yeah.
But obviously, Mariah is saying that because they having jungle sex in there, so she keeping them in shape. Spit in the face, throw across the room. You know, Zion's a pretty big guy, pause. So at the end of the day, I think maybe that's what she's talking about. But if you got somebody taking care of you, look, he gets paid millions and millions of dollars. He's a professional athlete. It doesn't matter what you do in your off time. You have to take care of your body, pause. Yeah. If you're going to be a professional athlete. You got to go to the club. You can mess with strippers.
So then does Mariah help that?
I don't know, but from what she's saying, she's
saying she's the better fit.
Right. Here's my question, right? And you hear a lot of people talking about this, right?
Yeah.
You know, she comes out and they saying she's really talking to herself, and that's the porn star, okay? Now you got like Stephen A. Smith and so many other people adding their own color and commentary to this conversation, right? So my question for you guys is this. All right, we all been there. We all done that. But
no, we haven't all been there, so say what you say.
When you was in the videos.
Speak for yourself, kid. I got things going on. Let's be clear, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so let me ask you this question since you did everything the right way.
Yeah.
Well, you need to pray for us.
Yeah.
So look, how should we be approaching these situations when we out in these type of situations as athletes, as entertainers?
Yeah.
You know, stripper, porn star, you get them pregnant, whatever, you're not wearing no condom.
Yeah.
Fear or foul.
That's crazy. That's foul. That's foul.
You know what I'm saying? So like, how are we supposed to approach this situation? This ain't just like any old.
Because if you get them pregnant, they're definitely keeping it. So you just look at it like you got a new agent. Because she gonna want her percentage.
Look, let's look at this seriously, like on the joke, right?
No, for real, she gonna want her percentage.
Now I'm not sure. I heard them talking about it. Did Cam Newton, his first baby mother, somebody was a dancer or something like that? I don't know. Is that true? I'm just
yeah, you bringing it up.
I'm not.
No, we're not being messy. Just take Cam's name out of it. Your name's Cam.
Yeah, but I'm saying is, I'm not saying it because it's no secret. It's stuff that I looked up. I'm not saying for you to talk about.
That's
Cam.
out there.
That's that out
it's
there.
Out
It's
there.
out there in the football community.
I mean, it's alleged.
It's
Allegedly.
I'm gonna take that as a yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna take that as a yeah.
Yeah.
So Cam Newton with a stripper. Then you got, and this is my man, I'm not talking about him, but when he first gets to the NBA, Dwight Howard gets one of the strippers pregnant, not strippers, a dancer that worked for, that was dancing for the Orlando Magic. Gets pregnant.
You gonna put her on a stripper line?
I didn't mean that, but I'm putting them as women hunters. Men, women, they're hunting men. They're hunters. Strippers, porn stars. You think they just going to sit there and dance for the... Nah, you think they just going to dance for the Lakers? You think a girl be like, If you get that right dance, LeBron see you, girl. That look, they are.
Yeah, they definitely thinking that. They got dreams.
Exactly. So I didn't mean to call her stripper, but she hunted the nigga. You got to think about it. When you're an athlete,
yeah.
You know, we start off athletes. You're probably good at what you do since you're 8 years old, 7, 8 years old. You've been doing the same thing. You've been the man since you was 8 years old, football, basketball, whatever. So when you're first getting to the league, whether the NFL, NBA, or whatever it is, you're going to go after the people that you always wanted. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah, because you worked hard. Now you looking for that
because of social media, it's easier to get to the female that you wanted.
Yeah.
You might have been jerking off the Mariah Mills for 4 or 5 years, man. Pause.
And now she's in your DM.
Now she's in
you
your
going
DM.
Crazy.
And now it's like, yo, this is the girl I've been beating off to for 4 years.
But you're not taking it serious, though.
But see, now you may have a different mentality because
some
you're
guys
a little older.
Some guys do.
It's like now, for instance, right? You got OnlyFans. I'm not get your money. However you get your money, get it. You go get there, have interaction on OnlyFans, and I'm sitting there like, Pornhub's free.
Yeah.
Why would I pay the OnlyFans and I could go to Pornhub to get whatever I want to get because you have that live interaction, whether you're with them or not. They're writing you back. Oh, I see you, Jacob. Yeah, Jacob.
Who you follow on OnlyFans?
I don't follow anybody on OnlyFans. Not saying I want to support you guys, but a lot of OnlyFans, not saying I wouldn't, but a lot of OnlyFans stars are my friends, my personal friends.
So you get it for free?
We'll make them a star. He said his OnlyFans star.
So you get the promo code.
No,
you got the promo code.
They're my friends, and sometimes I may have pointed them in that direction.
So do you got the promo code?
Let me tell you something real quick, and this no cap. Because, and I'm not bringing up no old shit, because a lot of people see what I did for my ex-girlfriend and how I helped her out. A lot of females come to me like, Cam, how can I market myself? Or how can I be on a TV show? Or how can I write a book? Or how can I do this? Because they see how I helped my ex do that. And not saying she ain't hustling and get to the next level on her own. Yeah. But a lot of these females,
they're hunting you.
You feel hunted. Yeah. But I know how to get them off me. I know how to
get feel hunted.
Exactly. But I give a lot of consultation to a lot of friends that's on OnlyFans, so I don't have to pay for OnlyFans. I'll go to Pornhub if need be, man. Or you go FaceTime.
So look, we're going to go to another topic here, but before we do, and I know you got your own situation, so this ain't even...
No, we missed out on a part. We missed out on the part that... Which one do y'all think he should be with?
That's exactly what I was going to ask. I see how he tried to take over my spot.
That's what he do.
This is to both. See, now I'm going to put you in it. Now you got to answer this question. If you had to, this is a hypothetical question. If you had to pick, which one you going to rock with and raise the baby with? The porn star or the stripper?
That's
now look, crazy. I mean, listen, it's the stripper's baby. You know what I'm saying? So the stripper's gonna be...
No, but hypothetically, if it wasn't our baby, it's just a baby in there. It's a Zion baby.
What I'm saying is...
Who gets the baby?
See, the thing about it is, I don't want to say anything bad because I'm cool with strippers and I'm cool with porn stars. Yeah. We had Dip Sex at one time.
Yeah, pause, and they're gonna go crazy with that.
Yeah, so I have a lot of porn star friends. And look, what I will tell you is this. A lot of females that's porn stars, they take this as a job to where they're like, yo, I go to work, stop tripping, then I fuck the nigga. To where some niggas don't understand that. So they'll be like, no, seriously. No, I'm being serious.
So she just comes home and says,
yes.
Today I did 3.
Yeah, but seriously. Yo, this ain't me, ladies. You know y'all, I love y'all. Shout out to my
I'm just trying to understand.
No,
I'm trying to understand.
No.
Don't judge me. I'm trying to understand.
Me too. You're absolutely right, because they consider it going to work and then you're going to be their boyfriend or husband. You need to understand that.
Will you understand it? We're going to go to break.
No. We need to have this conversation. No, because I know people who have that, I know a person personally that have that situation, and he's cool about it. So, and I just think he has a mental fortitude that I don't have, but...
Yeah. Well, listen,
we so weak-minded as men, we can't even think about like, yo, we get with a chick, a lady, and then we think about their past and all the dudes they've been with before us, that still bother us men. So how the hell you gonna be with a lady, stripper, porn star, and they in motion right now? They got action right now.
This is what
that don't bother me. That don't bother me.
What don't bother you?
Who a
the
woman
past?
been with? That don't bother me. I live by a different rule.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I got to an age when it didn't bother me anymore who a woman been with, because if you did worse than what I used to do, then I don't need to. I know your past ain't worse than my past. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
So, but
that's kind of how I was thinking.
Yeah, but yeah. So, but to answer your question, this is what I will say is this, and this is not Cam. I'm just saying for the average guy. If you have to pick the stripper or the porn star, the guy 9 out of 10 times is gonna be with the stripper because the porn star got niggas nutting on her face evidence, on the ass. You got all type of video evidence to where a man is not necessarily strong enough to handle that. So I'm just saying a person like that, even if you're a stripper, you might got some videos of her twerking, but she ain't doing a DP and with a dick in her mouth.
What's a DP?
Pause. You gotta Google that. You trying to catch me? Nah, pause,
that was crazy.
You gotta Google that on your own time, champ.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We done or we finished
So
with
we
this?
still
We done
ain't
or we
answered.
finished with this?
Who would you say?
We done or we finished?
No, we're not. We're not. We need to know your take. Which one would you let have the baby? If it was up to you,
if
the
I had to
baby's in
pick
the
one,
air.
I could look, stripper. I didn't fell in love with a stripper before.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of us.
My nigga T-Pain.
Yeah. Let
me take that back. I'm saying when I first got in the league, you know what I'm saying? I was like, whoa, like, you know what I'm saying? I was in Atlanta.
But what if she quits? What if she quits?
My thing is,
what if she quits? What if she quit
strippers.
like doing porn? She's not doing it no more.
No, I can't. You can't. There's no
It's a
way.
lot
That's
of
too
footage.
much. Like he said, it's like, and come on, that's too much. That's too much motion. That's too much action. That's too much.
It's too much?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, listen, Jada Fire.
Can't do it. This guy right here.
Baby. You know what I'm saying? What up, baby?
So listen, 2019 draft pick, top draft pick, Zion Williamson found himself in a messy situation. So you heard us debate this and really discuss it. You know, there's a lot of laughter there. And there's some real jewels that we all can pull from. These are conversations that we need to have. We're gonna go to break and we come back out. We're gonna talk about another superstar that's in a situation. Not a messy situation, but he's in a situation, and that's Chris Paul. It is what it is. We see you after the break.
One eye, one heart, one love.
Excuse me? After last night's performance, we're gonna do this again? Yeah, not tonight. I don't think so. And make sure you close the door behind you.
When I take the up, man. When I take the up, man. When I take the up, man.
I'm Rico fucking strong.
Took that horsepower. Girl, giddy up.
Baby!
Fast money. Manny, fresh shit. Cash money. Moscow mule.
I'm back.
Looking back at her, I'm a crash.
Oh, hell no. Muchacho, levántate. Toma eso, bébetelo.
Right now?
Well, puña.
Okay.
Well,
Now, right now. Right now.
yeah.
Girl, let me see you walk it off. Oh, let me see you walk it off. Yeah, let me see you walk it off. Go, girl, let me see you walk it off.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. I'm your guest host, Brandon Marshall. Stat Baby will be back soon. She's somewhere in Paris shopping. She has Cam and Mace's credit cards, and she's having a great time. She will be back. I'm sitting here with Cam and Mace. Guys, we're going to dive right into Chris Paul.
Hey,
Okay? What's wrong?
That's crazy.
that was nuts.
Yeah.
Dive into Chris Paul. Go ahead, man. He's new to the show.
Yeah.
He's new to the show.
Yeah.
That was a
God,
pause?
that was crazy.
What do you mean you're gonna dive into
How you
Chris
gonna
Paul and
dive?
don't
The
understand?
topic, bro. Like I got to dive into the topic.
Okay.
If I say dive into the topic, would I still have to say pause?
No.
Okay.
You say
so
you're
we're
gonna
gonna dive into the
grown man.
About a week ago, news broke that the Phoenix Suns notified Chris. You okay? You good? Yo.
Don't.
Okay.
Go forward, champ. Go forward.
So about a week ago, news broke that the Phoenix Suns notified star Chris Paul that he will be waived, okay? Making the Hall of Famer a free agent. There's a lot of speculation on where his next stop will be. You know, a lot of conversation around, does he still have it left in him, right? Pause.
Yeah, that was great. We gonna stop you right now.
All right, let me get right to it. So y'all know the situation. Chris Paul's a free agent. Here we go. Chris Paul being waived. Do y'all agree with the Suns' decision to move on from the future Hall of Famer?
Is he waived or cut?
Neither yet.
What's the difference, though?
Yeah, what's the difference? Wave is like, shoot.
Yeah, I like that.
Shoot.
Yeah.
And cut is more harsh.
Yeah, because you didn't make the team.
That's a great question. Do we have a fact checker here on this show?
Yeah, what is
That's a
That's
great
Stat
cut.
Baby?
Yeah, what is wave?
Oh, let me. So I
versus
gotta be
cut?
Stat Baby right now. While y'all. So give me your thoughts if it's the right decision. I'll look into what's the difference between waived or cut.
Waived and cut. I mean, waived is we still gotta pay you. Cut is we don't have to pay you anything.
What I will say is this, to answer the question. I think this is a little bit of me and Mace's fault. We've been, not totally, but we've been, really talking about Chris Paul a lot. We went to the game.
Chris didn't want to talk to you.
He didn't want to talk to you neither. He didn't want to.
He walked right by you?
He was on the other side of the cross because we went to see KD play, and he didn't. Everybody spoke to us, but Chris. They didn't speak to Chris. Hey, Chris, we just doing our job, Chris, man. I feel a little bit responsible about
now
this.
I know how people think when other people got.
But I will
mic.
say this: I think Chris Paul will be a great coach. I think he looks. For me, watching Chris Paul, he looks wild, annoying to play with.
So 1 second, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Waiving a player in the NBA means that you are allowing other league teams to pick them up and use them on their roster. Cutting a player in the NBA is no longer using them as a part of your own team's active roster. Waiving players allow for more time than just 24 hours before they must be claimed by another team. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Appreciate that. That's good info.
Yeah, it was a great
24
question.
hours.
Either
you go.
way is get the fuck out of here.
And shoot.
Either way it goes. But I think, even times when you see Chris Paul's in the huddle and he's talking to people, or he's on the court directing you this way, or when you come out the game, he's telling you what you should have done. And this goes back to what we say, and everybody can't always win a chip, but why should we listen to you, Chris?
If you don't win.
Right, you never won, and I think you're a great floor general, all that, but what is that? Does that equal out to being a champion? I think he's going to be a spectacular coach. But if I played with him, I'd be annoyed. Stop telling me what to do, and you go do it.
Yeah,
you keep directing me around the floor and all this
But
other
ain't that
stuff.
the job of a point guard, though?
What was that coach name? Lucas. Something Lucas.
Frank Lucas? What you talking about? You talking about coach named Lucas.
This nigga thinking about cocaine.
But it was a coach named Lucas that reminds me of what Chris Paul.
An older
would be
coach,
like.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah,
But
as a
the answer, BM's question, isn't that the job of a point guard? Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you're going to win. It's 17
it's hard to
seasons.
listen to people when you're losing.
He has 17 seasons of doing this. Go.
And then when it's time,
right.
and then when it's time to play, he gets hurt. So I think it's time for him to effectively.
That's and that's what we talk about as well.
To another place.
He's always never available after the second round. He's always hurt. And I don't wish that on him. I really think he's the one that needs load management again. He's the one that really needs
the biggest ability is availability.
Exactly, and he's never available when it counts. Like even this last series, they won 2 games against Denver. Imagine a healthy Chris Paul.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he can hang with Jamal Murray.
They win the series if Chris Paul's there for me.
That's what you think?
Oh, 100%.
Well, he was there. What he did?
He was there with Houston.
Yeah, he was there with Houston. He did good at OKC.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't let that Laker trade ever go down. Now that's where he would have won his championship at.
David Stern hated
Stern hated when he's supposed to go with Kobe. That was with his window to win the championship.
I mean, he could have won it 2 years ago. He got hurt again.
Yeah.
You know, the year that
maybe it's not just
the
in
Bucks.
the cards
I think the Bucks won it.
Yeah, when they lost in the championship.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like he said, Mace said, the best ability is availability, and he's never available when it counts. Listen, Chris Paul, we wish you the best. We hope that you landed a good team. Wherever the Knicks would pay to go see him. Whatever team you land at, 9 out of 10 times they won't win, but at least you'll get some money, man.
Why you gotta do that?
Do you think? Let me ask you this. You could pick, however 32 teams, whatever it is, 30 teams.
Yeah.
Do you think? Name the team Chris Paul go to next year and they win.
You know what? I don't think the Lakers is far off. Like a lot of people didn't think, like they scrambled at the trade deadline to put that team together. They was trash. And then somehow, some way,
so
that second part of that.
Is the Lakers the team you're saying? He gets on the Lakers, they win in the championship.
Yeah, because I think there's so much parity in the NBA now. It's no longer, we keep talking about, even we talked about the Heat. Okay, if the Heat go get the superstar, you talked about Star Allen, that was your reference. To me, if you look at certain teams that's having success, the damn Sacramento Kings, even the Heat this year, it's about the chemistry and continuity, right? So I truly believe if you insert a Chris Paul that can go in and take some of the low.
Yo, Murray would have 40 on Paul.
But it ain't about that,
Murray
though.
would
It ain't
have
about
40
that.
on Paul.
It ain't about that. I feel like, you know, LeBron is doing too much. And AD finally got back to the AD in the bubble.
So
I think it's a good fit. They still need a couple help.
2 old players is going to win the chip.
Two old players that are hurt, dude.
What I would say is this, is that.
They can.
What I'm saying is this. I get where you're coming from in your perspective, but what I say is this. It's like this. You got, and pause this whole thing. You can have your homeboy that you've known for years, that's your man. Just your guy. But then when he come live with you, you be like, oh, this nigga does dirty. He don't wash the tub.
Right.
He don't wash the dishes. He don't take the garbage out. And I think that's what will happen with Chris Paul and LeBron James. Them two are
they
best
love
above,
each other outside of
it, but them on the same team might fracture their friendship. Because imagine Chris Paul trying
saying
to tell
that to LeBron.
Yo,
you need to go through. You ain't playing serious.
But that's what LeBron want to do now. Like, if you watch how he played this postseason, he was deferring a lot. He was sitting back. Okay, AD, you got it.
He can't.
He need that at this phase.
He does until somebody start correcting.
No, what I'm saying is this. And you're right about that as well. But this is what I'm saying is it was a strategy with Rich Paul and everybody to get AD to the Lakers, because you're right. He wanted to defer to AD because he says, look, you're younger. I can lay back, pause, and you take us to the mountaintop, pause. But at the end of the day, AD's not doing that. But AD is also 6'10", 6'11", agile. When he's healthy, he could be top 5, top 10 players. Chris Paul is 6 feet. And he's gonna be bossing people around, and he's gonna try to tell you that
you gotta get over this height thing, bro.
No, I'm not saying.
I think we need to stop saying AD could be top 5. I think it's time to stop
agree with
saying
that. I agree with that. But I'm not getting over the height thing, but you got to think about today's point guard. Chris Paul is definitely not the point guard that's traditional now. Like,
that's true.
You got Trey. Yeah, you got Trey,
Steph Curry.
Trey and Steph could shoot.
Yeah.
Then you got Damian Lillard could shoot and athletic. Then you got point guards like John Moran and Russell Westbrook.
Yeah,
athletic.
that's the old school.
Yeah.
Chris Paul is the laster.
That's right.
Put him on the hip.
Yeah, come up sideways, doing this, all this. He's the last of that. These new point guards coming out.
And so great point guard.
So the who?
He's a great point guard.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something else. So where does this leave the Suns organization, Mace? Like, what's next for them?
They gotta get a bench. They gotta get a bench.
Absolutely.
I don't trust like Killer says people he don't trust. I don't trust the Suns without a bench. And I don't trust Frank Vogel. I'm going to just go on the record and say it. Because I'm always right.
Do you feel like the Suns, what are they missing? Because you got KD, and then also if you look at Devin Booker, that was, to me, outside of Joker, like that was one of the most spectacular postseasons we've ever seen. Like the dude was phenomenal, right? So you can say that he's evolving and morphing into a superstar in this league and can carry the load. That's a pause.
They're going to get better next year because now as a champion, you get more confidence.
Yep, but they didn't win the championship though.
No, I mean, Denver is going to get better. So the Suns team is going to be facing a better Denver team next year.
I agree with that. I agree with that, but you got two superstars in KD and Devin Booker. To me, if they add the right 1-2, they could be right where they need to be.
That's why they're trying to get rid of Chris Paul, because they gave up a lot to get Kevin Durant. So now you have no depth.
They need a big guard.
Now they're getting rid of $28-30 million on his cap, and they're saying who they could bring there. But what's going on also is that you got new ownership. And the new ownership may feel this isn't the team that I wanted to put together. I don't know, Monty Williams is out. Chris Paul, I feel it may be older. He's not getting the job done. Let's get ready to waive him and figure it out from there. But I believe new ownership is taking over, and I don't know what they're going to do. Even with Jones to
Ayton.
No, Ayton. I think Ayton's going to do well. He didn't get along with Monty Williams. I'm talking about the GM Jones. He used to play.
I know you. James Jones.
James Jones.
Yeah.
Yes.
He organized that team and got them to the championship, and they're doing really well. Well, he still be there because the owner didn't hire him. So there's questions around that as well.
That's a good point.
Yeah, when you come in as a new owner, you got to clean house.
Yeah. So right now, I think a lot of stuff in the front office and Chris Paul being the first player before we even know what's going to happen with the Suns moving forward. But I do agree with you. They definitely need some depth.
So I got two more questions, and then we'll move on. One's for you, Killer, and one's for you, Murder. And I'll start with you. Go back to you, Cam. What's next for Chris Paul?
Listen, we talked about it real quick. I think a great fit for Chris.
Allstate.
I'm going to come back to you.
Allstate is next.
Yeah, Allstate is still there. Look, I think this will be a great fit. I don't know how it will work or anything, but I don't know how this superstar would adapt to having him. But I think the one place he can have some success is if they could figure a way out to get him out to Milwaukee with the Greek Freak.
Ooh.
Possibly.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Last question before we go to break and then come back out and talk. Victor Wembanyama.
You just call him V-Dubs.
V-Dubs. Do you think this will affect Chris Paul's endorsement deals?
Anytime you're not winning, it's going to affect your bottom line, because it's just like sneakers. Kids want to wear sneakers of winners or guys who are getting busy, right? Pause. That's what they want to do.
Well, while John Morant's sneakers sold out.
Because they were red.
But he didn't win anything yet.
Gang sneakers.
But you said you got to win to win sneakers, to wear your sneakers.
We'll go to break. This is what it is. Sitting here in Stat Baby's space with Killer and Murder. When we come back, we'll talk about Victor Wembanyama. What did you say, V-Dub?
Yeah, call him V-Dub.
V-Dub. So we'll talk about V-Dub and what's going on with him out of the break.
She called this thing about toxic. 4 years and counting. Got you feeling like an option. Maybe I'm my own problem, babe. She tired of hearing I don't know. My stubborn in me won't fall. Dealing with this thing called trust. But she really thinking about it. She wanna be free.
It is what it is. Welcome back, episode 23. I'm your guest host, Brandon Marshall. It's been a phenomenal show. We appreciate you guys rocking with us. We got Killer Cam and we got Murder Mace. Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
I think I got it right finally. I don't know if you've been following this story, Mace, but they're saying that this is arguably one of the greatest prospects that we've ever seen. Now, you got to think about this. You had the Kevin Garnett's of the world. You had the LeBron James of the world. They're saying, like, you've never seen anything like this. They go out there, the Spurs get the lottery pick or the whatever they call it, and now you got the Spurs sitting there. Number one. And they're saying they're going to plug him in there. Pause.
Yeah, you're going crazy.
There we go. What's going on right now, he struggled greatly in his first game in the French League finals.
Yeah.
So you understanding the situation and following this story, does this concern you that he struggled the way he did in this game?
To me, it does because, I mean, to start off, he only had 8. He only had 8 points, and I don't judge the French league as being a difficult league to score points in. So it's almost like you struggled on the lowest level to me. But Killer, what you think?
But before you go to Killer, are you excited to see this kid? Do you agree with the hype? Do you think that?
I think he's gonna be phenomenal, but maybe let me take that back. That is maybe just youth, just inconsistency. As he get with, you need to pair him with somebody that's seasoned and somebody that is a champion. Maybe somebody like Chris Paul that got great work ethic. And get him to play.
Shitting on Chris Paul all season. Now put him with Chris Paul. Make up your mind, bro. Make up your mind, bro. Now put him with Chris Paul. You're a wild boy, man.
Killer.
Yeah,
different scenario.
You're a wild nigga,
Different
man.
scenario.
You got Chris Paul wave. Now you want
I got Chris Paul wave. You got Chris Paul wave.
Man, that's some ill shit with you. Go ahead, my
Hey, champ, I'm just here to tell the truth. People expect me to tell them the truth. He may be great in a different situation.
Seeing this, right, and following this story, does it concern you?
What I'll say is this, look, I seen some footage where he's getting bullied, like down the block. I think what they need to do with him is make him a 3. Put
him on the wing.
As much as it sounds
7'6". What you mean? You gonna take a 7'6" and put him in?
He shoot threes. He do everything. Look, everybody thought it was far-fetched.
KD is 7
I was
foot.
just about to say that. Everybody thought it was far-fetched when Kevin Durant was coming to the NBA. And it's like, oh, he has to bulk up. He has to get bigger, pause. But they put him on the wing as a 3. Kevin Durant's a 3. He'll play the 4 if need be, play the 5, but he's naturally a 3. I know it's going to be weird as fuck to have a 7'4" nigga on the wing, but he's way too skinny. The footage I seen of him getting bullied.
He'll get injured too fast.
Yo, I seen somebody maybe 6'6" bullying him, laying it up on him in whatever league it was. I don't know if it's the French league, but I was like, he's way too skinny and looks like he's way too soft. I think he has an agile game. He can dribble. He can shoot the 3. But it's gonna be weird to have somebody that's on the wing. Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I don't know the criteria for a pause moment, but way too soft. Will we?
Yeah, was that. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yo, way too soft.
Don't think you got a friend. Don't think you got a friend.
Way too.
All right, you definitely got that. You got that. You got that. Yeah, you caught your sports. Now look. That's all I can say for right now. But what I will say is interesting. Let's say, for instance, right, when you would just say, put him on a Chris Paul, pause. Now, if Chris Paul ends up in San Antonio with him, that may be an ideal situation.
Yeah.
Because he does need somebody like Chris Paul to teach him, what the league is about.
Hold him to the work ethic.
Right, exactly. That could be good.
That could be a crazy situation,
right.
though. But it takes a couple years for some of these dudes to get acclimated and contribute in a way where they're contenders. But you put a Chris Paul and this kid together with a Pop and the pieces that they have.
Yes,
this could be an
Chris is on his way out. This pause, and this kid is brand new. So then he gets to learn a lot of the right ways to play.
All right, I want to talk a little boxing.
Let's do it.
So you got Teofimo Lopez. He wins the belt. Then you also had some action this weekend between Shakur Stevens and Shakur Steven and also Devin Haney. They weren't in the ring, but they found themselves across from themselves. I want to start with Shakur. I want to start with Teofimo Lopez. He wins all the belts, and then he goes out there and retires.
He had fake belts in the ring.
Hold on, what you mean?
Teofimo, I think he won a belt or 2 belts. I'm not sure, but he had his man bring all the old belts from another weight class. Pull it up. You got to pause. You got to see it.
So basically, what Murder is saying is
he wants to be undisputed so bad.
For what people don't understand, what Murder's saying, just so I can be clear for the audience. He moved up in weight or moved down in weight. I'm not sure.
He moved up.
He moved up in weight. Whatever it is, the belts didn't matter. He brought his old belts from the other weight class with him to the ring to make it seem like he's the champ, which he's not the champ, but he got all his belts with him. But he ended up winning, and Teofimo was really good. He beat Lomachenko, and everybody thought it's going to be on the uprise for Teo. Then he lost his very next fight.
Yes.
And then his status went down. He fought a few bums, and now he had a great fight, his last fight. And everybody's like, okay, Teo, what you going to do now? He's like, I'm retiring. $1 million ain't enough to keep me around boxing. And listen, after taxes, so on and so forth, I get it.
Yeah.
But it's all cap. It's to get a bigger check. It's all cap.
You want a bigger check.
Bruh, come on. What's up?
What happened?
Yeah, thank you.
He says it's premature.
That ain't no problem. Come on. No.
He thought he had a friend.
Premature as well, but all right. But
yo, that's debatable.
That is. But
That's debatable. We gotta go to the fans. We're gonna do a poll, and if
you gonna do a poll? You only want to do a poll for us.
Yo, we're
gonna be here forever. Seriously,
seriously.
I really think he's doing that for more money. So, like, let's say he takes 6 months off, and like, well, the right fight came up and presented itself. So I'm not retiring.
Yeah,
Floyd pulled a retiring thing on the
he
time.
only lost once, but the mindset of the younger fighters, it seemed like they value they owe so much.
Right.
That when they lose one fight, they think it's over for their careers, and they just got to change that way of thinking.
Well, you're talking about the young fighters. You got Shakur Stevens and Devin Haney found himself in a little predicament this weekend, right? They're out. I don't know where they were, but they were at some day party, and you had Shakur Stevens on this side and Devin Haney on the other. The reason why this is significant is because in this division, you have Shakur, you have Devin Haney, and you also have Gervonta Tank Davis that's out there. We're talking about this division carrying boxing right now. Right. So these guys are now finally in a position where they all got to fight each other. So Devin Haney, he won, a fight that was like super controversial. A lot of people didn't have him at the decision, but he got it. And now you got Shakur Stevens, and he's waiting. Shakur Stevens and them, now they're out there this weekend. He sends over, all right, at this party, everybody chilling. He sends over bottles. And then the follow was a sign that said, sign the contract. I don't know if y'all seen this or not, but my question for you, start with you, Cam, is this fair or foul?
I think it's all the way fair. He know what he's doing. And for the younger audience that don't know, if you haven't seen Rocky 3, Clubber Lang, he's following him around everywhere.
Yeah,
listen, all right, you're not going to fight me. I'm going to be where your party at, and I'm going to send you some bottles. I'm looking at that same video you're talking about, and the look in Devin Haney's eyes is one of thirstiness that really wants to hurt him. Like, I know you, I'm gonna hurt you. Like when Mace brought it up, we talked about when he ran down him in the ring. Mace said David Haney was looking sneaky and scary. He looking at him with his hands. Shakur was looking sneaky and scary. He's looking at Devin Haney with his hands in his pocket. Like, why are you running out the ring? Yeah. Me and Mace talked about it a couple days ago, and he said he's not only running Devin Haney out of the ring, he ran him out the division. Yeah. Like, because now Devin Haney is saying he has to move up. Like, no, I can't make it. Yeah, yes, he is.
So are y'all telling me we're not going to see Gervonta Tank Davis and Haney?
Yeah, but they're going to have to fight at 140.
But that's not going to happen right now. See, what happens is this also. At 135, where he had the belt at, right?
That was very Newark of him, for real.
Yeah.
That was very Newark of him. Now that I thought about it.
Them Newark niggas crazy, man. Them Jersey niggas crazy. Now, what a lot of people don't know is this. So, Devin Haney, he's a unified champion at 135. The mandatory fight for him in the WBA
at 135
is Tank, and the WBC is Shakur.
That's right.
So then he's like, y'all can have these belts. I'm moving up. I ain't got time for this shit. So he's not going to say that, but a lot of people don't know that his mandatories are those two people.
You respect it?
Hate it?
Do you respect if he makes?
He said it's because he can't make the weight.
Bro,
Do you respect the move if he do that?
and there ain't no if. He's doing that.
He's doing it.
He's
How
doing it.
we know 100%? How are we certain that he's doing that?
He said it.
But he didn't relinquish the belts yet, though.
Yeah.
You're right. He didn't relinquish the belts
bro,
yet.
he's not.
That's what we all want to see.
Look, I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah,
this.
but he's saying fight me at 140 where my body could be replenished. Pause.
I'll tell you one thing. He didn't do it yet, and not saying he might not do it. His father was at the T.O. fight the other day at 140, talking about we're scouting out the 140 pounders. He's like, see,
so then Don King gonna get his money after all.
There you go. But the point being is it's already in his plans to go to 140.
So much action in boxing, so much action in sports. It was a phenomenal show, episode 23. I got one more question around boxing, and then we'll land a plane of episode 23 of It Is What It Is. Jake Paul, YouTuber turned boxer, entertain. I don't know what you want to call him, but he basically has this feature film coming out. And a really quick question. I'll start with you, Mason. You can answer. Then we will land the plane. Or will you watch it? Will you be tuned in?
For what?
Jake Paul.
I respect him because he's doing the work of fighting, but I'm not watching the movie.
You're not watching. Will you tune in?
I doubt I'll watch it, but I do respect Jake Paul's hustle and how he skipped the line of a lot of boxers to lay the deal at Showtime to get big pay-per-view fights, whether they're boxing or not. He knows how to market and promote, and I give him respect for that.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I might watch it.
You might watch it. You gotta check it out.
I'm definitely not.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
No, you let me know how it is. Andre Ward got a new joint out. I might watch that.
Yeah.
And George Foreman's new movie is out as well.
Well, until next time, I'm gonna channel my.
Well, hold on, man. First of all, we want to tell you thank you for doing this, filling in for Stat Baby. We got to give you a big, big thank you for doing this for us, man. It was, you've been doing this, your show longer than we have. You gave us great advice when we started.